Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. It is Friday. Oh, thank goodness for that. I hope you are doing amazing today. I'm doing pretty damn good. My new laptop arrived yesterday. I'm not using it just yet. I've just got to go and get an adapter so I can use my second monitor. But I'm going to nip out this afternoon and get it when the car arrives back from the mechanic. So I am pretty damn excited about being able to put out better videos. Hopefully. Today we are reacting to perfect gumbo at home, because who doesn't like a gumbo? Well, I think I would like it. I've never tried one, but it looks like the kind of food that gives you a hug. You know what I mean? That real comfort, delicious, tasty food that puts its arms around you while you're eating it or after you're eating it, and just makes you feel loved. That's the kind of food I love. I love food. I freaking love food. And just talking about food makes me hungry. Lunch is nearly ready here, so I'm going to nip upstairs and eat after this video. But I guarantee you it will not be half as good as this gumbo. If you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra frisky on this Frisky Friday, make sure you give the video a like as well. And without further ado, let's get into the perfect gumbo at home.
Okay, so today we're making gumbo. Now, there are many different varieties of a gumbo, so I already know people are gonna be in the comments saying something, Josh, you can't do this, Josh, you can't do that, what the hell, brother? This isn't Cajun, this isn't real hip.
I love this guy's food. I've seen a lot of his clips on like TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. I love this guy's food. I mean, that's not a very flattering place I pause, but he makes cracking food.
And I know the traditions, but the thing that's special about gumbo
oh my
isn't
gosh,
just
look at it.
what goes into it. It is how it brings people together. It is how it is served. It is the taste, the texture, the unctuousness of what's in front of you that makes it special. Now, do you feel a little bad? We're using filet in place of okra because okra is disgusting. The texture of it is something like if you're eating and then someone sneezed into your open mouth.
Oh man.
I already know people are gonna say, Josh, don't mix land and sea. You can't do that. It'll mask the seafood flavor. And while that is true in most scenarios, the thing that I like about this is it starts with a strong seafood base with an excessive amount of seafood that definitely balances it out quite nicely. Guess what? No one's gonna get hurt, and it's gonna taste mighty fine as it is. So, with all that said, let's make this, shall we?
Well.
Oh, look at it.
Gumbo. And hey, purists, reminder, if you want it ultra traditional, then stick with either just seafood or just meat. Now, granted, you'll have to add a little chicky to the actual gumbo if you replace the meaty crab men. Anyway, you can't have a great gumbo without a stock. That's right, we're doing a beefy shellfish stock. First, prep your which is 2 onions quartered, 2 carrots rough chopped. Next, you need the shells from 3 to 4 lobster tails. Yes, we're going to use the meat. Fun fact, you can actually deshell a lobster without cooking it. Highly recommended. Just cut the hard ribs all the way down the underside, give it a gentle crack on its side, and carefully open it up, fiddling the meat from its shell, and it should pop right out like this. Reserve the meat and shell separately. Then you'll need 1 cup or 150 grams of shrimp shell.
I'm already hungry. I remember when I was young and we used to dive for snorkel for crayfish at the beach in South Africa, and what an amazing taste that is. Fresh crayfish on the barbecue, bit of garlic butter, maybe a squeeze of lemon if you're feeling a bit naughty, and a cold beer. There's nothing better than fresh crayfish or lobster.
From 1 pound of shrimp. Yes, we're gonna add that shrimp too. Next, break down 3 clusters of snow crab. Reserve the meat for the final gumbo, and place the shells with the rest of your stocking.
Oh man!
Get yourself a big ass pot. Add in just enough oil to coat the bottom. Blast it over medium high, and sear off 2 pounds or 900 grams of bone-in short rib and 2 pounds or 900 grams of boneless beef chuck roast. Sear those bad boys on all sides for 2 to 3 minutes each, or until you get some lovely reaction. Then add in all your shellfish,
my stomach's growling,
along with your vegetables, which also include 1 tablespoon or 9 grams of black pepper.
I'm gonna get a separate microphone to strap to my belly so you can actually hear. My stomach is growling. I am so hungry, and that there, even raw seafood makes my mouth water.
And 3 bay leaves. Then add about 5 quarts of water, a small handful of fresh thyme, then bring that up to a boil and immediately reduce to low and simmer, skimming off any scum that rises to the top, and let that cook down for 5 to 6 hours. Then remove the solids, strain through a fine mesh sieve, and that is your lovely surf.
Look at that stock.
God,
even that stock in a cup.
Sounds awful. Right, before we make our gumbo, I have a dangerous subject to jump into. Cajun spice. Now, brother, I know we love our Tony Chacheries or whatever the hell your favorite brand is, but you need to give this one chance because it is bussin'. Now, strap yourself in because it's a long list. In a medium bowl, add 1.5 tablespoons or 6 grams of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons or 17 grams of cayenne powder, 2 tablespoons or 12 grams of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons or 6 grams of onion powder, 1 tablespoon or 6 grams of fresh ground black pepper, 2 teaspoons or 2 grams of dried thyme. I like to lightly crush it with my fingers and make it finer and bring out some more of its flavor. 1 tablespoon or 2 grams of dried oregano. 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of, guess what, buddy? It's in tons of store-bought Cajun seasonings, and it's freaking delicious, brother. 1.5 tablespoons or 11 grams of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons or 6 grams of ground white pepper, and 1 tablespoon or 13 grams of dark brown sugar. Whew, that was
I could maybe make that spice. I'll have to watch it again to write down all the ingredients to it, but frickin' heck, the spices you guys can get over there are amazing. I wish we could get them here.
Now, get in some whiskey business until thoroughly combined, and you have a Cajun spice I'm not afraid to put in front of any of my Cajun bon ami. Alright, it is time. We begin with the ultra important dark roux. In a large stock pot that's at least 10 quarts,
is that
add
with the
half a cup or
flour?
90 grams of duck fat and half a cup or 90 grams of lard or bacon fat. Heat that over medium heat. Once that's melted, add in 1 cup or 150 grams of all-purpose flour. Begin mixing that together until thoroughly incorporated. Then you pretty much have your roux. Now all you have to do is let that bad boy cook, stirring relatively frequently to avoid burning until it darkens to sort of a rich mahogany color. This will take about 15 minutes. So don't rush it, take it nice and slow to achieve a proper color without burning. Once it's ready, you can now add what's called the Creole Holy Trinity, which consists of 3 ribs of celery diced, 2 onions diced, and 1 large green bell pepper, you guessed it, diced. Let that saute just until softened, then add 4 cloves of finely chopped garlic, saute till fragrant, then add half a pound or 250 grams of andouille sausage and half a pound or 250 grams of kielbasa sausage, both of which are already fully cooked, smoked, and sliced half an inch thick on a bias. Stir to coat, and once that sausage is hot and rendered out some of its fat, add 2.5 tablespoons or 35 grams of your Cajun spice, stir that in, and let those spices toast for 1 minute, then add 3 tablespoons or 41 grams of Louisiana or Crystal hot sauce, 3 1/4 quarts or 3 liters of your stock from earlier, and 1 20-ounce or 750 gram can of crushed fire roasted tomatoes. Now bring that to a boil and lower the heat to medium-low and simmer for 1 hour. Alright, we're on the home stretch. After 1 hour of simmering, add in 2.5 teaspoons or 3 grams of gumbo filet powder, simmer for 25 more minutes, then add in just the bottom segment from 2 clusters of snow king crab, you know, the little pointy parts. They have less meat, but the shells contain a lot of flavor. I threw in a big claw as well. Why not? Now for the rest of those clusters, gently remove the meat and place it to the side. Next you'll add
I'm so hungry. I spat everywhere then. Sorry if a piece went flying towards you. My mouth is literally... I'm so hungry. I miss seafood so freaking much, man. Sucks. It sucks.
pound of raw peeled and deveined shrimp, and your raw and also peeled 3 to 4 lobster tails, which I also deveined and cut into 1-inch chunks. Now lower that heat to low and very gently simmer that for 15 more minutes. Stir in another 2.5 teaspoons or 3 grams of gumbo filet powder. Simmer 5 more minutes. Add all of your king crab meat, 3 tablespoons or 45 milliliters of Worcestershire sauce. Wow, I got it right.
Worcestershire sauce.
And once that meat is nice and warm,
Worcestershire.
get yourself a shallow bowl and add in enough gumbo to your heart's content.
Look at how dark and rich that looks like. That looks so good, man. It's that comfort food. I love it.
Scoop of beautifully, perfectly steamed rice. And yes, oh yes, I washed it. You did too. Right. And finally, a nice little sprinkle of thinly sliced chives. That is a stunning bowl of gumbo. If I
That
have
looks
doggone
so good.
seen one. But oh wait, what's going into this bowl? Is that a pat of Papa's Cajun MSG butter so good makes your clothes fall off. Yes, if you want to be real naughty, you can make a nice little Cajun butter by combining 1 cup or 225 grams of salted softened butter, 1.5 teaspoons or 6 grams of MSG, 4 cloves of garlic grated, half a bunch of thinly sliced chives, mix and fold together until thoroughly combined, and screw it, add a little Cajun spice too, why not? And that's your butter. Now get a sheet of plastic wrap, plop your butter into the center, and spread into a 7-inch long strip. Roll the plastic wrap around that, fully enclosing your butter, then grab the 2 sides and let it roll and wind up into a doit sausage. Let that chill in the fridge until solid. Slice into medallions and stir into a piping hot bowl of
man,
gumbo. Now,
that little touch.
let's taste test this and see how we did on our gumbo.
Woo-wee, brother! That's a goddamn knee slapper. Look at this color. It's like a fine mahogany.
It is.
I
It's
feel like we're
so
at a
beautiful. Like, is that a right way to describe food? It is literally. Oh, my mouth is dripping. It is literally beautiful. I'm so hungry now, bastard.
wedding shop, and I just see a beautiful, just natural mahogany plank. I'm really excited about this one, if you guys can't already tell. Now let's try the normal one without the MSG butter. Bless America. This is a perfect gumbo. I mean, many might have something to say, oh, he didn't do this, and he didn't do that. Shut up. This is delicious.
Stop worrying about the negatives, mate. This looks freaking amazing.
Many of them are different, but there's a few similarities. Not only does this contain those traditional similarities.
Look at it. It's so thick and
elevated.
I can just imagine how it tastes.
When you taste it on your tongue, it's seasoned perfectly. It's got the right level of spice. There's the smokiness from the MSG butter.
If you make this, you are not allowed to make it without the garlic MSG butter. Period. End of story. It is what it is. If you've never made gumbo before or you have made it before, it just doesn't matter. This is the gumbo you should make.
I want to try and get some seafood. I want to try, and if I make that, oops, sorry for bumping everything. If I make some of these dishes, I'll stick them on my Jono Graham channel and I'll let you know so you can check it out and let me know what you think of my attempt. I know last year I did the goulash on there and that turned out so good. Yeah, could have used an hour extra cooking, but I just couldn't wait anymore. I've made some halushki, which is a Slovak thing. I've made a few dishes on there and they turned out nice, but that looks so good, man. So good. I just got to get the seafood and some of the spices. I know we use a lot of smoked paprika and things like that as well. We tend to use more fresh than powdered garlic. That's because we grow, well, fresh. It was grown last year. We've sort of cured it here at home. But, oh, man, I am literally starving now. Not literally, that's a bit harsh. There's people who are genuinely starving. I am hungry now. I am so hungry. I am going to go and enjoy my boring lunch again. I don't know what it is. I hope my missus doesn't watch this because she's cooking today and she'll probably have a go at me for saying boring lunch. But I hope she knows what I mean. This food just looks elevated. It looks like something that, I don't know. Do you know when you can't have something and you really freaking want it? That's what seafood and meat is doing to me at the moment. I think I may treat myself to a steak at some point. I haven't had a steak in 3 years. 3 years I haven't had a decent steak and it really pisses me off. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next video. Peace. I'm back.